Welcome to the Joel Fleischman Happy Hour Podcast, emergency episode number 88. Welcome. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
So we've got Drexel Light here for the builders, and one of our sponsors is Central Water, our only sponsor, Central Waters Brewery in Amherst, Wisconsin, drinking their Uscani Red Ale. What do you think?
Awesome.
Are you just saying that kind of? You just
No, I like it. I like the Red Ale. I'm a big
First
brewery
sip.
guy, so very good.
Central Water is a great brewery. They also brew the Drexel Light for us as well, which is their own beer. So they're leaving with some of those. So today we have on the fabulous Amber Wass.
Hello.
First time?
My first podcast, yes.
Can't believe that. You're so dynamic. So
Oh.
that's great. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And you are who? What do you do here?
I am a merchant for Drexel Building Supply for cabinetry, windows, and flooring.
Right. So as a merchant, you brought, who were we just talking to downstairs at Blue Door?
So our representatives from Smart Cabinetry, Galaxy Sales, Matt Clifford, and Gavin, I do not know your last name.
Gavin Tallard. Well, you just walked right into
We're
that
a first
one.
name business.
Yeah, first name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Smart Cabinetry, we do business with them, but we talked about expanding them in a big way. Big way. I'm so jacked. So excited. We have Sam Lemler here as our executive guest host producer. Hi, Sam.
What's going on, everybody?
Welcome. Producers never put their face on there. Hey. All right. Well, get
First
a
day on the
little
job.
FaceTime. That's fine.
You edit these, right?
No, never a word. We've never in all 88. We've never edited anything. I think we did one thing, but I unintentionally said something inappropriate, even beyond my inappropriate, and the words came out twisted. I'm like, yeah, that was not right. So, having said that, who are you guys?
So I'm Matt Clifford. I'm the owner of Galaxy Sales. Galaxy Sales has represented Smart Cabinetry throughout the Midwest since 2009. And we've got 6 sales reps on the road across the country, a service department, marketing department. We do estimating, just try to help our customers be successful. That's really what our goal is.
And you live where?
I live in Minneapolis.
Well, thanks for coming down today.
Thanks for having us.
Skol.
Yeah.
Are you a Vikings fan?
Absolutely. I'm sentenced to a Vikings fan. And a Twins fan, which the Brewers handled us
Did
very
you
roughly
see-
in the last 2 days.
Did you see Quarterback? The Netflix series?
show?
No.
Quarterback?
No, but I heard it was really good.
It's really good because Kirk Cousins is really good, and then he gets his ass kicked against the stupid. Who'd they play? The stupid Giants in the playoffs. That was so good.
He got beat up.
It was so good. They get so deep with it. He's really a nerdy, strange, quirky, dorky guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Very. It came out in the thing. He's very in his own head.
Yeah, he's just
It's
You
really.
can actually see that on the field when he plays.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they did Marcus Mariota, and then they did Cousins, and then they did Patrick Mahomes, right? And I'm such a psychological, mental optimist kind of guy, sports guy. Mariota just struggled. He just struggled with life. He just didn't know where he fit in. And when things went wrong, he went dark, went negative. Kirk just gets in his own head, which he knows, but he can't get out of it. So when things heat up, he's never had really good success, which kind of plays into that. And then Patty Mahomes is just he's like a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't know, I threw 4 picks. I don't know, fumbled twice, winged some passes around.
extremely talented.
Whatever, we'll be there. Was good, played great. Maybe I didn't play great, whatever. Do it tomorrow. Let's go. Interesting, right? Love Patty Mahomes, though. He came across great
That's
on
awesome.
there. Okay, cool.
I'm Gavin Halloran. I'm the Wisconsin rep for Smart and Galaxy Sales. Been doing it in this area for 5 years or so. I've been around with Galaxy since 2008.
And how big is your market area?
Well,
Where do you cover?
I cover all of Wisconsin, parts of Minnesota, and Twin Cities.
Right, so large coverage
Yeah,
as well.
and I live in Bloomington, Minnesota.
Right, a little bit backstory on cabinetry. Most cabinet manufacturers that I've ever met do not have their own marketing team. They sub that out like they sub out freight companies. They're like, no, we make something, somebody else helps us sell it. I get that, owning 3 factories. They want to focus on that. Somebody else just sell the crap out of it for me so I can focus on factories. Great, tunnel vision, that's how that industry works, in case you're wondering where does Galaxy's sales fit in with Smart Cabinetry? Because you're really here today representing Smart, but yet you're wearing a Galaxy shirt. But that's kind of how that works. Same with our other brands, Dura Supreme, Marsh. They're not the actual representatives from those companies.
Correct.
But they present themselves as that, right?
Correct.
Absolutely.
In essence. So let's move forward. We've been doing business with you for 6 years.
Yep.
I was at your factory. Piecemeal still, or is it an hourly based company?
Still piecework.
Piecework. So Sam and everybody that's listening, do you know what piecework is, Sam? You would love it because you are a grinder and a worker and you're a street hustler.
Every piece you make.
Every piece you make, they get paid, right? Yeah, you would love it because you'd be like, "What's the record? How many have they done?
Yeah.
I can do more.
Done
I'm
by
gonna
noon.
I'm gonna figure out how to do this. I'm gonna figure out how to get to the company and make them pay more than they ever have, right?
Correct.
So it's kind of cool. I've been there. It's cool. They are flying down the line. In fact, really interesting. People's muscles and body posture have conformed to their job.
Mhm.
You'll put people with really strong shoulders and women with really big forearms, but that's what they're doing. It's true, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I've been there. It's cool. And you make a cabinetry line that we use primarily right now, or truly right now, for apartments, and only through one sales rep. Hi, Natalie. We did not want to be on. Natalie Brisky does a wonderful job for us. We have decided today, and through training in the last couple days, multiple conversations, got our whole team aboard thinking about it. We're going to move into the marketplace and have all 36 of our designers throughout the state go after builders that desire the smart cabinetry line. I'll make sure I frame that up right. Words matter. But it's true. It's really, really true. So what is smart? In your guys' opinion, right, we're going the elevator speech. We're going up the elevator. Following me, Sam? We're going up the elevator. So you got that long to tell your story. That's what elevator speech means. What is smart cabinets?
So Smart Cabinetry obviously built their persona in the marketplace by being that multifamily cabinet, but we've recently added some features that I think really lend itself to that spec builder. We're doing a shaker style door with a reverse raised panel. It's a very high-end, very heavy look. We're doing dovetail drawers. We're doing undermount drawer guides. We're doing soft close hinges. And we're going to be able to react to what the market needs because we're a very flexible company. So I think we're going to really add a lot to that spec home builder and that introductory builder.
So why is Drexel so focused on that? Amber, you've been part of training for multiple days and weeks. We've heard this story so many times. I'll give you first crack at it. What's going on in the economy?
So we're
Builder
really
economy.
seeing a shift to spec home and multifamily, and that's really going to pull us through. We are in the recession, so we need to cater to what our builders need and what they're building.
Right, I'll expand on that. What's happening in our marketplace right now, Sam is normally in the off-site world, and him and I had just talked about that, right? Is the interest rates at that 8% has really took a lot of people off that plate of the move-up customer, that customer that says I have a starter house, I want to get to $1 million house, person in $1 million house that just wants to move to another $1 million house. That's been very difficult. People can't get out of their mortgage that they're at for 3%. They can't come up with that much equity. But yet there's a true housing shortage in the country, but hypersensitive in Wisconsin. We literally need places for people to live. We're running out of those. Sam, you still live at home?
I do.
How old are you?
21.
Do any of your friends rent?
A couple of them.
What do they pay?
800 to 1,000.
Each, right? They don't live alone, do they?
Yeah, right.
So how many guys do they live with? Usually
Two,
one or two,
three,
right? So
yeah.
they're paying $1,500 a month rent.
Right.
1,600.
That's why I still live at home.
Yeah, right. So, but you're
Smart.
sitting on the sidelines, right? So Sam's a good example. He's sitting on the sidelines. He's not coming in the marketplace. His dad's a very smart guy, builder as well. Hi, Roger. Builder as well. Like your dad, I'm sure is telling you all the time, Sam, you got to get into like equity. You gotta build your portfolio, right? Like you got to have some real estate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, all the time, right? So again, in a normal, I think, or a good economy, a healthy economy, you probably would be.
Yeah.
It'd probably even help you. But right now, you're just living at home, so you're kind of part of the problem and the solution, right? We need places for Sam, but Sam can't move into a $900,000 new house
Correct.
or a $700,000 fixer-upper, right? So we need housing, and what kind of housing do we need? I've never been in a recession where spec homes carried us. That usually is the first thing that goes away because the banks are like, help a builder during a recession? No way in hell. It's the opposite right now. So we need to have economical things for like Sam, right? Not even economical, value driven.
Mm-hmm.
Can Sam afford a $250,000 speculative home, a model home, a move to order, ready to move in?
Ready?
Move in ready, I think they call that. Move in ready home without a basement, right? You don't have a lot of stuff. You live with mom and dad. Without a basement, $250,000, $350,000. Yeah, maybe you can make that swing that, right? Multifamily as well. Rent's so high because there's not enough units. So that is very, very hot. Anyone that I talk to, you guys disagree or agree, you talk to more people than I do, that's going to last for 3 to 5 years at least.
At least.
Yeah.
At least, and probably carry us through what this recession is.
Yep.
We at Drexel have always not avoided, but we don't have enough choices for that market. We have product lines, but we're not expanded into those product lines.
Yeah.
We can offer that, but I don't think we hit home runs on that. Talked about only having Natalie for multifamily. That's crazy, right? Like Matt's like, yeah, looking back, that's pretty nuts. Or a wide lens, right? Like, well, a consultant coming in. So you have 36 salespeople and one person sells multifamily. Right. And part of that was we didn't have training. We now have monthly training to train them up. Because it is actually, we talked to what do we call that? Expectations?
Selling to expectations.
Selling to expectations. Sam's dad is a high-end remodeler, I would say. Does a little bit of everything, but I'll call him a high-end remodeler, I think.
That's correct.
Is that how you would say it?
That's correct.
Right. He is not going to put smart cabinets in a lake home.
Right.
Right? That's not his gig. That's totally okay. For Sam's first house, are you okay with an unsanded dovetail drawer?
Probably if it's cheaper.
If it gets you out of mom and dad's house, are you okay with an unsanded dovetail drawer?
Right.
I'm sure your dad would be good with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Would you ever think about it when you went to bed at night?
No.
Right? When you're looking at it, would you ever care?
No. I just finish it when I can afford it. You know.
Right. Your dad might come over and bust your chops, and you're like, Dad, look at it. It's great, right?
Right.
But only your dad, because he's in the industry. 99% of the people are going to dig that fork out and never care. That's reality. And that's kind of what we're talking about with SMART. So, and you guys can be totally transparent. What program have we kind of outlined?
So we're
Again,
trying
very, very pencil thin, right? We just came from the meeting.
Yes. So we're trying to take a more simplistic approach to both make it easier for your salespeople to jump into our company, but also streamline the production for Smart. So we've got it down to 2 door styles and 5 colors.
And then if I can go to the third way and make it easy for a builder, for a guy like Sam, to make simple choices.
Yes.
He doesn't want to come into our showroom for 3 hours and pick out his cabinets. You're like, give me 3 colors, I like white.
Correct.
Yes,
Yes,
right? I mean, you really are
absolutely.
almost that key client, right?
Yep.
But also, you're not the key client. The builder might be doing a 16 unit that you're going to live in, but when you walk through, you're just like, give me something trendy and cool, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly, right? So keep going. So really, the third reason is we want to simplify it for the easier for the builder and the client to pick out as well.
Absolutely.
Continue.
For
sorry.
everybody.
For everybody. Makes more profit at the why is it more profitable at the factory? Kind of explodes that, right? And that's good. They have to make everyone in the supply chain has to make a profit. If you don't have to change lines, if you don't have to redo it, any single factory, including our truss plan, if we make the same truss over and over again, that's way more profitable than a custom truss, a custom truss, a custom truss. We all do it, it's just not as profitable,
Absolutely.
right? So that's one. For us, we like it streamlined. It's easier for training, it's easier for comprehension, understanding, design, speed of the ball, efficiencies for us. For the builder, we already talked about that. So continue, sorry.
No, I mean, for us, we're very excited about this program, very excited to get off the ground with you. I think it's going to be fantastic. And I think with the things that we're doing at Smart Cabinetry, we're really putting ourselves in a position to grow with you, which we're very, very excited about. With the building that you guys are putting up, we are also in process of building a new factory and really going to increase our production, and we'll be able to scale together, which is very exciting.
Yeah, it's really, really, really exciting in many ways. I mean, Smart comes in saying, we will help you. We will help you build that program. And I guess in my words, what does that mean? Help? Price, right? Sometimes it's price. Sometimes it's collaboration of understanding, because you have freight charges
Yeah.
and simplifying it, right? If this is 17% higher and that's 14% lower, that's hard to explain to a builder in real time. Not that they're not smart, they're extremely smart, smarter than me. But again, it just all starts getting confusing.
Yeah.
This is one product, one price point, let's go.
Yep, you'll have the 5 options. The price point will be the same no matter what that builder picks.
Yeah, I think
so
it's
going
wonderful.
to be a great program.
Yeah, and I love the program also because it's a really good product for what we're going to get.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's fantastic. I am so excited to bring it to builders. I think we're going to be able to drive their costs down. The builders have 45 subcontractors. Do you know that, Sam? Every house has got 45 subcontractors. Okay? And that's, so you think about it, I call it raindrops make oceans when you talk multifamily, you talk spec homes, model homes, condos, duplexes. Raindrops make the oceans. We talk about that in offsite all the time. What that means is if I can save $500 as a subcontractor, which we really are a supplier, but do that 45 times, that's $27,000.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And then if you do 20, that's per, but what production builders would call units, homes. You do 20 homes a year? What's 20 times 20,000, Sam?
4 million.
400,000.
400,000.
Yeah.
Hey, I would have been the same way.
Put you on the spot, buddy. Right, 400 grand.
It's a lot of money. It's real money.
Oh my goodness. So saving a builder $500 is actually a really big deal. And I think we say, well, I wouldn't use that in my own house. That's the industry standard. It's what we've always done. It's what the builder prefers. He asked me if I could do it and I did it. Because you have 20 door styles.
Yes.
And how many paint colors?
11,
Yeah.
And how many stain colors?
15.
Well, yeah, 15 currently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me want to throw up, right? Like I just took a deep breath, like how would I explain that all to the builder? Which of these 20 do you want? Which of these 11 do you want? And then there's unbelievably optimized off of each cabinet. That might work in a 12 unit, 84 unit, multi-unit family, phase 3, phase 1, architects involved. That works great. But what we're bringing out to the builder community, the residential builder community, is something quite different, something quite valuable, and I think marvelous. Marvelous. I didn't see that word coming out
It's a
today.
good one.
I knew you'd like that. Amber likes words. Amber, what do we miss?
Just to expand on that, I know more words that I like is when you use the paralysis by analysis. That's the last thing builders want is too many options. They want qualified options. Speed is more important in this game right now.
Absolutely.
Right, lead times are going to be no longer than 8 weeks. But again, this is stuff that we just came out of the meeting, right? We had a 10-minute conversation of, hey, where can we live on lead time?
Mm-hmm.
Where can we do it? We literally talked about Friday fish fries here in Wisconsin. Sam, how long would you wait for a Friday fish fry? You go out to eat with your mom and dad. Like, what's acceptable to you?
30 to 45 minutes.
Right. After an hour, what are you doing?
See ya.
Yeah. And if it's 3 hours, you laugh, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Go to the bar.
Right. So exactly the same. We had the exact same conversation. It's all psychological. We believe for builders, the psychological value is, hey, I want it in 4 weeks. Just as that 30-minute lead time.
Yeah.
I can wait to 45 minutes, so I can wait up to 8 weeks. I can maybe wait it for an hour, right? Like, it's gonna be less than an hour. That's my 8 week. I go to 9 weeks. Right, that's just in the brain somewhere, right? The difference between 45 minutes, an hour, and 15 is like literally one more old fashioned, right? Or for you, a Busch Light. Like, it doesn't really matter on the night,
Right.
but yet your brain won't go there.
Yeah.
Same thing in cabinetry. So we work, that's the things that we do in these meetings as Drexel, and our key manufacturers that we work with directly is these kind of conversations that other dealers are not having with them ahead of time, trying to make life easier for the local builder. Is that fair? I
Absolutely.
got like goosebumps when I did that. That was good. We should record that. Oh, we did.
Put it on a loop.
Put it on a loop. Right, that's a GIF, I think. Okay, what did we miss?
That's pretty much what we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what we missed. Last thing that we missed, and what we traditionally had missed, and I think what most companies miss that are not Drexel, is the training that goes behind it.
There you go.
So we have monthly training with our salesmen, which we call quarterbacks, on building materials, and monthly meetings with our flooring and cabinetry team. Just started that. We weren't as smart as we thought we were years ago. Just started that a few months ago. We're going to be at the 8th one for our salesmen, 2nd one for cabinetry and flooring. It's wonderful. We already have it calendared in how to sell the expectations. Well beyond what the product is. What are builders expecting? What are going to be the hang-ups? A huge one was, let's quantify what issues this is going to have and then what to do with it. And then train people. So for instance, there's going to be excess glue on the back. You've installed cabinets, Sam?
I have
Is that a pain in the ass when there's excess glue?
majorly.
Majorly. So Sam's going to be like, these S&OB cabinets, why did we get them from Drexel? They suck. That sounds like something you'd say?
I was installing cabinets all the time, maybe.
Yeah, if they had excess
Yeah.
glue, that'd be something that you could probably hear, right? Right. We need to train people like Sam in the field to be like, no, that is exactly how they come out. You need to get better at taking the glue off. please don't call. Please don't bitch. Right? This is now part of your job duties. Right? The builder that you're installing these for is paying $6,000 for the entire kitchen.
Correct.
I realize in your own home you're going to put in $70,000 cabinets, and your dad puts in $140,000 cabinets, kitchens. That's not today.
No.
Right? So we need to train to that. And then if something actually is wrong and happens, then what do we do? Right? It's not, well, all 36 designers have a different game plan, and worse to the builder facing is, I don't know what to do with that, I'll get back to you. This is exactly what we do in these situations. In fact, down to potentially stocking problem items that we think may be a potential problem on 1 out of 100 cabinets. So I could say, you know what, I have them here, I could bring them out to you today. Does that make sense? So that's a huge part of this, is the rollout and the training, which this is not. This is more of a teaser. But I wanted to bring these people in right away because I was so geeked after that meeting. We're going to sell the snot out of this in a very good way. I think we can help a lot of builders make that 20 grand more a project, which I don't think any builder that I've ever met would walk away from 20 grand.
Correct.
I mean, that seems like a fun thing. As a salesman, right? You've been a salesman, I guess, in your whole life.
Yes.
He's a very good salesman. You know, as a salesman, I think when you can put money in the customer's pocket, that's a real easy sell.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, right? Guess what, Sam? Your beer's half off tonight. Oh, well, we're going to be here for a little while. Oh, yeah, all of a sudden I'm a great bartender. Right? Next 3 are on me. Oh, you're not as bad as I thought you were. So we'll do officially wrap-up podcast. Now, this is an emergency one, so you have no idea this was coming. Take your time, take a deep breath, but we should wrap up like we always do. I always give a little shout out to God. Think on this a little bit. Stole this from Tim Ferriss. If you watch the podcast, you know this. You have one big, and normally the guests get a heads up ahead of time. You have one big giant billboard. Stays up for a very, very long time. Right down Highway 41 or whatever you have in crappy Viking country. What does it say, and then why does it say it? It's your billboard. Anything you want.
Oh.
I know, it's a tough one. It's loaded. We'll have to do like a intermission right now and be like, dun, 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 dun. I could tell a funny story as they think.
Do I do one?
Oh, well, you're on the podcast, so yes, you do one.
I'm a big.
Oh, yeah, you got one.
Yeah.
Go. Here we go.
Don't burn bridges. I mean, you don't know who you're going to work with. That's I say that all the time. That doesn't change. That's an easy one for me.
So you try to always like leave a little, make a good impact when you
Yeah,
see
treat
people.
everyone literally this, with respect, knowing that, obviously I've been disrespectful of people before, but no, you really try to be, it might come around and you're going to see this person again, especially in our industry, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great. Thank you.
One of the first things that I was taught in sales is to always be truthful, because if you're not, you'll never remember what lie you told. So that's been something that was burned into me early on.
So always be truthful.
Always be truthful.
And meeting you a few times, several times, your transparency and honesty comes across. You're similar to me. You're blunt, but blunt in a good way. And there is something that's a positive influence, right? Because you're not really wordy. You're saying exactly what's on your brain, and that becomes trust very, very quickly. So I do appreciate that, and I agree.
Mine's similar to be authentic would be mine,
Yeah.
because nobody likes a bullshitter. Be true to who you are. We even talked about it in sales training yesterday too. That's how you build trust, is being authentic and really knowing your stuff. And once it's trained to comprehension, you can relay that with being it creates the trusted advisor relationship then.
Like I said, I'm a God guy, and I know God did not make one single person ever on accident. Like, He made you, and He made you literally for a purpose and a reason. So that means you matter. That means you're important. That means you have value, and that also means you should embrace your authenticity. And honestly, my favorite people on the planet are absolutely super themselves. They may not even be like me. Like, don't try to be like me. I just want to know you. Go back to bartenders. My favorite all-time bartenders are themselves. Favorite all-time waiters, favorite all-time podcasters, favorite all-time athletes are nothing but how God made them, and they went with it. And that could be nerdy, and you could be a jock, and however you are, that could be detail oriented. It could not be. Whatever you are, the more authentic you are, the more God's coming out of you, the more your purpose is coming out of you, the more you can run with your mission. I think the better life you're going to have, but people also will be attracted to you. Thank you all for coming on so much. Episode 88 in the books.
Thanks for having us.
Peace out. Thank you. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Peace.